Good afternoon, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Daniela Streety, and welcome to our winter weather update here at FSU Weather. First, we're going to take a look across Stoke Campbell Stadium. Tallahassee sitting in those mid-60s, mostly cloudy skies. Winds are coming from the southeast at 10 miles per hour. If you noticed, has been getting kind of breezy today as we do have some moisture coming in from the Gulf, also bringing those showers we're going to anticipate in the next couple of hours overnight into tomorrow morning. Now, those temperatures, it was just 19 degrees yesterday as the morning low, and now we are already in the low to mid 60s, even some upper 60s there in Perry and Cross City as well at 68. So it is quite the warm up, but we're expecting a cold front to push through today, bringing those temperatures back down, which is giving us the potential for this winter weather for some parts of our area going into tomorrow morning. As of now, across the Big Bend in South Georgia, there's blobs of showers starting to come in as that moisture from the Gulf is starting to push its way in, and that front's going to pass through as well. So anticipate some spotty showers to widespread showers going into tonight. Expect those rain chances to increase. Now, the big story right now is National Weather Service has issued winter weather advisories for Jackson County, also some counties in southern Alabama and most of South Georgia. In middle Georgia, also in a winter storm warning where they can anticipate heavier snow chances of 1 to 3 inches. Those in winter weather advisories can anticipate around an inch of snow tomorrow. So those little lighter chances are possible throughout the area. Now, going into tonight, we are expecting some showers rolling in into those upper 30s, those winds from the north-northwest tonight, expecting that cold air to start coming in and transition some of that rain into snow or even some mixed precipitation. So winter weather in the deep south this weekend for the second year in a row. Cold weather conditions continue for next week until your Martin Luther King Day, and still have the chance for some snow in Tallahassee. We're going to break that down in just a second here on FSU Weather.
Happy Saturday, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Chris Malva here, breaking down this winter weather action here in the deep south. As you can see right behind me, we do have a winter weather watch in effect for some of our panhandle counties, especially here in southwestern Georgia, even getting into central Georgia there, where some places specifically the areas in the pink are now under a winter storm warning. We are expecting some of that winter precip. We're talking about snow mostly, but not a whole lot, kind of a bit of a dusting, but still enough to warrant that winter storm warning issued by the National Weather Service. But back home in Tallahassee, things are quite warm. We're in the mid 60s right now. And if we really want to get any chance of snow, we're going to have to cool down quite a bit to see really anything here close to home in Tallahassee. But right now we're at 65 degrees, 61 over in Quincy, and over in Marianna, 66 degrees. So pretty much sitting in those middle 60s for most of us here in the Big Bend, and especially towards the western part of the region, we're feeling a bit muggier, not too bad, but still quite a bit of humidity from that southerly flow out of the Gulf. We're at 52 here in Tallahassee and even 61 in Quincy. So feeling a bit of that moisture in the air right now, but a little bit drier out towards the west. Your dew points are kind of all over in the 40s, but we're going to time out this next weather maker as it approaches Tallahassee. As you can see, here's what's happening right around now. We do have a couple scattered showers and storms that are moving towards the east, and that's going to continue out through the afternoon in the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, where we'll have a lot more rain. Now, check out the timing of this. Notice the timing here, 5 a.m. We have a little bit of that transition from rain into a little bit of a wintry mix, but mostly snow off towards the west. And the timing of this forecast, it's a little tricky. It depends on several different things. I'm going to break down the scenarios in just a moment, but we're going to continue to time this out together. 9 a.m. is when this line of snow moves off towards the east. We're talking about places like Quincy, Bainbridge, Marianna, even Thomasville, Sunday morning around 9 a.m. Starting to see some more of that snowfall possible. This is the graph model. It is pretty reliable, but notice here, Tallahassee's kind of right along that line of transition. So it's really going to depend on how much moisture is available as well as the timing of the arrival of the cold air. Now, dominantly, the models are trending that this will be a mostly rainfall event. And as this continues to move off to the east, really all that snowfall, it's not going to be sticking around for very long at all. Check this out. Sunday into Monday, the rest of the day, clear skies across the board. So that snow, if we do get any, it won't be sticking around for too long. But I do want to talk about two different scenarios for how this could play out. Now, scenario one, it's a bit more likely, this is kind of what the models are trending towards. How this works is that the moisture from that southerly flow out of the Gulf arrives ahead of this cold air mass from the north. And what that does is this will give us a more rainfall type setup, and that's what we're expecting here across the Florida Big Bend into South Georgia. But another scenario that's possible, this one's a bit less likely. It's more reminiscent of what we saw last January. Now, please understand that this is not at all the same setup from what we saw last January. We had that Gulf flow, and it was more of a pattern like this where the cold air from the north arrived ahead of the moisture out of the Gulf, and that gave us a lot more snow because the cold air was able to gobble up a lot more of that moisture from the Gulf, which is why we were able to see a bit more of a snowfall accumulation last year. We had about 1.9 inches of snow and sleet last year, but unfortunately this time around, we're not really expecting anywhere near as much, really just a dusting. I mean, Tallahassee, this is actually the most recent update, really not expecting too much at all. But if you want to see a chance of snow or some sort of winter weather action, you're going to want to go maybe a little bit to the north and the west. Over in Quincy, again, kind of expecting a dusting. In some places, a little bit closer to an inch, but nothing too significant. Still fun to talk about, but as I kind of hinted at earlier, there are still other parts of the deep south that are going to be getting in on some of the snow action. So, Matthew, can you tell us who is actually going to be getting in on some of this winter weather?
Yes, a variety of states are going to have the opportunity to have a chance of some snow as we get into our Sundays. As you can see, Saturday right now, a couple of showers across the southeast, but as we start getting into that Sunday morning, you can see that band of rain, and behind it some snow. You can see Panhandle out by Pensacola has some chance for snow. My friends out in Mobile also has some chance for snow as well. Getting up into the southern portions of Georgia, Macon as well could see some snow in those later morning hours. And then up near Raleigh as well, we could see more chances for snow as well. So around this area right here, this little band is where you're going to see the best chances for snow. So if you are in Tallahassee and want to see some snow, I would suggest maybe going into the southern portions of Georgia. Those are your best areas to see some snow, as a lot of rain for northern portions of Florida the rest of the way. And going into your Sunday night, going to be a very clear night and a clear start to your MLK Day tomorrow. As you can see, plenty of sunshine, a couple of clouds possible in the southeast, but overall going to be a very clear start to your holiday on Monday. Snow to come, you can see a little bit of snow starting up on Macon. You can see it's actually decreasing from what it was earlier. Raleigh have a couple of chances of snow as well, but it's slowly starting to lose its percentage of chances across much of the southeast as it's going to be less and less. Now we're going to start talking about our precipitation types here, our four main precipitation types. You have your rain. We see that a lot here in Florida, lots of thunderstorms and rain. Our freezing rain, which we saw last year, that's going to be really cold rain that's going to fall and freeze on the ground upon contact. Sleet, which is actually going to be frozen when it hits, but it's not like snow. It's not frozen all the way. It's going to start out as rain, freeze as it's falling, and will hit the ground as a frozen object. And then snow, which is frozen all the way as it gets to the ground. We saw all four of these last year during our weather event last January. And you can see we also are going to be talking about black ice. It is something we saw last year. When you have sleet, you can see if you're driving tips, make sure to keep the wheel straight, do not brake, and take your foot off the accelerator to slow down, as black ice can be absolutely disastrous if you're driving. So make sure to take precautions, drive safe, drive slow, make sure to know what is around you, as icy roads can be a real problem, not just here in Tallahassee, but across much of the southeast, as we see these frozen precipitations for tomorrow. Now, it's going to be a cold day tomorrow regardless, so make sure to bundle up. make sure to pay attention if you are going to be outside. And as you prepare for that cold weather tonight, make sure to keep in mind, protect the 4 Ps. That's going to be your people, pets, pipes, and plants. Those are the 4 important things you're going to want to protect. So make sure to bring your pets inside, keep your family inside as well, stay warm, make sure everyone is accounted for. Leave your faucet dripping. We'll have some water dripping down to prevent the pipes from bursting due to freezing. That can be just very costly, very just not fun to deal with if you have water all over the floor. Just disastrous overall. Just make sure to let some water be dripping during the middle of the night to make sure they don't burst. And make sure to cover your plants. You want to keep your plants healthy, keep them warm, keep them safe. So make sure to get a cover for them. A lot of stores are selling plant covers, so make sure to take that into account. And practice fire safety with your space heaters. Don't want to cause a fire while you're indoors, so make sure to keep them away from certain things. Give them space to heat up the air. You don't want a fire because as nice as a fire would sound during this cold temperatures, you don't want one in your house. You want to make sure you're staying safe. So from all of us here at FSU Weather, make sure to stay warm, stay dry, and have a good night.